Welcome, witches and healers and deep down believers in magic. Oh, I'm excited to do this for you. The music that was leading into this was called Under Orion. So I am getting this feeling that you are all meant to work with Orion. And some of you are a little more closely knit to Orion than others, if you know what I'm talking about. So look up astrology, look up Orion, and it's Orion, as in Nancy. Um, and so today, you came here to find out what your special gifts are. And you know what I saw when I started putting your altar together? I saw some master manifestors. Master manifestors. That $100 bill has been sitting on my altar for a minute because it's to remind me that all is well in the universe and what I give out comes back to me times 3. And for those of us who are master manifestors, we lose our way, or we've lost our way, or we've never even found our way because we've been avoiding our special gifts. Or it could be that you're on the right path. See the feet there? See the feet there on the star? Pentagram? Whatever you want to look at it, however you want to see it. It could be a pentagram, yes. It could be a star. Oh, look at that. Look at how the light changed. I did not do that. Hello, witches. It could just be a star with salt around it, which looks like a pentagram, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like they want you to start looking at things more in depthly. Also, interestingly enough, the Moonology deck was kind enough to let us borrow the inside of the box. I know it's there and I've used it before, but it was like one of those things that all of a sudden I was like setting up your altar and I was like, I feel like it's missing something. And I looked down and it was, flipped up like that. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh my gosh. So, yeah, I feel like for some of you, if you were drawn to reading 3, which is, the question is, which relationship patterns do I need to break? You may want to go over there. Also, but for most of you that are here right now, that's because you are meant to work with the moon cycles, especially if you're new to this channel. Welcome. Normally I realized normally I start my readings and I say, hey, I'm the magical medium, blah, blah, blah. But I don't even think I said that and prefaced the other one because I'm like, this is all about you guys for real. Like, I'm really just your guide in this sense. And the moon, I was born on a Monday, on a moon day. It's a moon day right now as I'm doing this reading for you. And, there's just some real magical energy that's tied into certain days of the week and certain energies, like everything that's on this planet, even time, even the construct of time, everything is here for a purpose and a reason right now. They're all teaching lessons. We're all in school. We're all at just different levels. It's like some of us are in kindergarten, some of us have graduated college, and we're like on and we're living life and we're doing what we want to do. It's like we're just all in different levels. So, you guys, your special gifts are 1, that you're a manifester, 2, that you're really closely linked to the moon. You need to, I don't like to say you need to do this. So if you would like to, you're being encouraged to do so. Look up the day that you were born on and work with that moon cycle. Like for myself, I put in December 13th, 1971, and it'll tell me what the moon cycle is, which I know I am born in a waning crescent, the last moon cycle, number 8. So, interesting that you chose this. It's also reading 2. So the number 2 came up in reading 1. So if you were drawn to reading 1, the Unicorn Oracle, and Are You on the Right Path? I highly suggest you go check that out. If you're not, don't make something your story that's not your story. Don't put extra work in that you've already put in, right? Because you know what I see before me? I see a lot of fucking wealth, man. I see wealth. I see riches. Spirit specifically had me put like jade and pyrite and, these equalize, these amplifiers and quartz and things like that, but also grounding energies for money. That we need to realize that money is not a bad thing. Money is a good thing. We're not broke. We're not poor. We may be in a scarcity mentality. We may be in a broke consciousness, but if we're in that, then that's what we're going to attract, because money attracts money, wealth attracts wealth, happiness attracts happiness. It's what do they call it? Relativity. We're all energy. But we do have days and we do have times where we kick the fucking bucket, like, and I don't mean like kick the bucket like die, but right, like kicking the bucket, you're pissed off, you're kicking the can down the street, you're kicking rocks, you're pissed off. Yeah, you're pissed off. Something happened. You know why? Because we let shit go and we let shit go and we let shit go until bam, and then it like blows the fuck up in our face. And Spirit's saying, don't do that, because what happens is when we don't like let it out slowly, like, have you ever heard the air coming out of a balloon? It's like, it's like so slow, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's kind of slow. It's like, whoa, 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 Or it's like, do we just push it out? It's like, either way, it's not going to be good, right? If it's not, air is a very powerful energy. And it'll float away. And I feel like for some of you guys are air signs, or you have air heavy in your chart, or there could be an air sign who is like, really getting your goat. Maybe it's a boss, a significant other, it's your kid. There's something you're like, I just feel like they're the obstacle in my way. I can't make money because of this, or I can't do my job and my dream and what I want to do because this person's in my way. And Spirit's like, you got to stop using that shit, because you're a fucking powerful manifester. You're a witch. You can do anything you want to fucking do. What are your special gifts? You already know what your special gifts are. We're going to go in a little bit more into the deck. Of course we are. I wouldn't tease you that way. But right now, it's like Spirit saying, it's pretty simple. Let the moon be your guide. Like, follow the moon cycles. That's why Spirit, if you guys know, I've been doing readings on my channel for years, when it was Lula's Labyrinth, and then it graduated to the Magical Medium. And now I've even like, kind of like spawned off to another channel, Lula's Life, because I have so much that Spirit wants me to say and to give and to be, and and it's not for, I don't fucking care what other people think. I have to do what I'm meant to do. I cannot live in fear. I have to do what I'm meant to do. And I feel like for you guys, if you're so inclined and you're feeling brave, follow the moon cycles, because I've been following them religiously. This is where that word actually, it applies, right? Because religiously, yes, like I've been following the moon as if it's been my deity, because she is just like the sun. Ra is our god, right? So we've got the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and right before you, in front of the rosemary, is the it's not the kundalini stone. It is the kundalini stone, but it's this is Shiva lingam. And if you've never seen Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, I highly suggest you watch it. It's got some rough scenes, ripping hearts out of chests and like ritual and shit, but it's old 80s. Just try to like, look past it. You know what happened and it was horrible, but but anyway, but there's this part where, Indiana is in India, and he ends up at this village, and he's like, what's happening? He's like, people were starving. It was a really amazing story. And he's like, what happened? He's like, well, these guys came in and they took these Shiva Lingam. They had these really large Shiva Lingam stones that were aligned in the village to balance out the divine feminine and masculine. It was like a gift to the gods, and like, and recognition of that. We understand that everything, to everything turn. There's a season turn. And the witches understand that. It's like the pagans, the witches, we're all the same. It's like those who follow the earth. It's like the earth is our deity. We live on it. We live on earth. It's sacred. This is where we live. It must be the most sacred place to us. That's why, things have been brought back. Some people believe that all the other planets in our solar system were like different tries. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, well, we tried on this planet and that didn't work. We tried this and that didn't work. And some people believe that that people escaped from, their planets, and they went somewhere else, into another part of the galaxy, into another part of the solar system. If you've never seen the movie Inner Space, please watch it. Another good 80s movie. It's called Inner Space, and it has Meg Ryan and Martin Short, and I can't think of, it's Meg Ryan's ex-husband. I can't think. Dennis Quaid. Thank you, Spirit. but it just really makes you like see things from a different perspective, that it's like we are, you know, Horton Hears a Who, like we are all one, it's all the same. And the sooner you wake up and realize that like you have the fucking power, it's like I feel like for some of you you're being held back or held down by somebody or something. And I feel like that energy is breaking up for a lot of us. That came through in reading 1. I haven't done reading 3 yet, but that was really powerful. So if there were some good messages in there. But also, I do not sell doTERRA. I just do them. I receive them in trade for a lot of spirit work I do with other light workers. So rosemary and lemon wanted to come in. So if you can get actual lemons and rosemary, that would be better. I just don't have them on hand, so I'm using them there so that your brain will remember. But you know, we spoke about it in reading 1 as well. Lemons are so good for revitalization, you know. And look up like lemon purifying spells and things like that. Like you can do kitchen witch, look up kitchen witch stuff. For some of you who like are really into the fact that we had rosemary and herb come in and lemon, a fruit, like those are like, I feel kitchen witch. So without even like going into the cards, I can tell you right now, some of you are kitchen witches. Research it. I'm sure you'll research it and go, oh yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. But it's just another form of paganism, right? Like we just understand and worship this beautiful planet and the stars. Like we know that we understand that this is a game, so to speak. We understand that we are all here in these avatars to learn and grow and all of that. So, you know, whatever you think is whatever you think, right? If you think you're poor, then you'll be poor. If you think you're rich, you'll be rich. It's all in a mentality. And that's hard to believe sometimes, but it really is. It's also in our words. My husband and I ended up getting this huge fight over the last few days. And it makes sense because in real time on Moon Day, on Monday, you know, we're now officially in Mercury retrograde. We are in eclipse season. We are in the dark moon of Aries. There's a lot of fucking shit happening. We're getting exposed. Things are coming out. And, you know, the things that didn't bother us before are sure bothering us now. And they're revisited for, I said to him, I go, I feel like I'm a broken record. Like I could just hit play. I should just record this. And then like the next time you do this, I'm like, I'm going to literally fucking play it back for you because I can't change you. But I'm like, dude, I can only like, cause right, we can only be so nice. We can only, and I'm sure I do shit to bother him too, but you know, it's like we can only do the niceties for so long until we're like, this is just uncomfortable and this doesn't feel right. And I'm mad. Do you have that reading too? Do you have those like moments where you like have your outburst and you're just like, fuck, well, you know what? That's normal. Here on this planet, we are not perfect. We are in avatars. We are learning. We are soul stretching here. This is our life school. So you asked, what are my special gifts? So witches of wisdom, what are reading two's special gifts? For some people, they really don't know. So can you help out, Spirit, and give us some clues? And maybe for some of you, you have an inkling, but you just need some confirmation. Hey, listen, they understand. Meditation works too. Maybe something's been coming up too a lot in meditation. For some of you, you already know the answer. It's almost like Spirit's like, ho hum, okay, I'll give you the answer. You already know it though, but let's see, which is wisdom. Okay. All right. Let's. Okay, what are my special gifts? Reading two. This is your question. What are my special gifts? Okay. Ooh. This one was like felt like it was glued to my fingers. Oh, look at that. Oh, this doesn't surprise me. Altar. Dedication. Right? I took time to put this altar together for you. This is what an altar looks like. You're saying to Spirit, I deserve this money. I love this money. Money loves me. There's nothing wrong with money. You have a healthy relationship with money. You know, this is how we build an altar. Maybe you do take some, you know, some people do this. They take tarot cards, their oracle cards, their decks, they put them on their altar. I change the altar so much because my altar is also my workspace. So in this house. And so whenever I do these readings for you guys, like the last altar is usually what's there unless I like move things around. But there's something really powerful about taking the time and saying to Spirit, you know, like right now we have representations of earth, air, fire, and water. All the 4 elements, and you're saying thank you, Spirit, thank you, right? We've got even like, because silver's a metal, right? And we've got water in the moonstone. We've got water, you know, in the energies of some of these crystals, and of course the fire, the candle, and the earth. We've got stones, but air is the feather. This is a hawk feather. And maybe you're meant to work with the hawk. Okay. So your altar space, you know, this is how some people do it, right? Like in this picture, this is how somebody did their altar. Maybe that's what you do, a chalice. You put a chalice there representing water, you know, things like that. And actually, do I get, oh, I do, because I have my water in my mug. I was like, I feel like I do have water, but I'm like, well, now that I'm looking at it, but I do, because I have my water next to me right now. And drink some water if you have it. So I'm going to read from the Witch's Wisdom, because they always have these really super cute little prayers and spells. So here we go. Altar dedication. Commitment's not a dirty word. Achievements focused, goals are spurred. Choose one path to lead the way. With dedication, you'll not stray. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be. There, it is done. Okay, so again, not about me, but just giving you an example. So I had Lula's Labyrinth, and I had kind of things all over the place. And for the longest time, I think I'd gotten to 67 subscribers, and I thought, all right, whatever. Maybe I'm just here. This is just here for my clients, because I would, work out in public, or I would work with people in my home, and they're like, oh, Lula, I wish you would just like give me like, advice all the time. I wish there's you should start a channel or something. So that's how that started. Now it's grown into, now I've been doing the moon readings for officially a year. And I know that that's my thing, because my channel has been growing every day, even if it's just like one person, and it's our channel, it's not just my channel. But I finally dedicated, and spirit was like kind of like, duh, you were born on a Monday, but also I followed these other moon people forever, and then they had me unfollow them, and I thought it was really weird. I didn't understand. And then when I started to do the moon readings, I understood why. It's because 1655, by the way, that is your angel number. Research it on your own. You can either even put all the numbers together, and that could mean something to you, or maybe it's just like the numbers separately. Anyway, that's your message. But I didn't understand until I started like really working with the moon cycles. And now it's been over a year. They had me change my channel to the Magical Medium, and I put Lula's Life somewhere else. I could change it to Lula's Labyrinth again. Maybe they'll have me do that. I don't fucking know. But for now, it's Lula's Life, because it's like, this is the Magical Medium. This is where I work. And Lula's Life is, yeah, I'm working there too, because I like to, do real talks and, Tallulah talks, whatever. But it's really me talking about my life and my experiences, and my experiences with spirit. I mean, I live with spirit every moment of every day. It doesn't go away. It's not like I go to fucking church on Sunday and then I don't think about it for the rest of the week. It's like, this is in my blood and my bones. This is part of my work. It's dedication. You have to have dedication. If you want to get to this point, you have to dedicate yourself. And like, I had this moment with my husband, because I realized, I'm like, we're still in this one dark spiral that is his shit. And I said, I don't want to live in this poverty consciousness anymore. Ooh, did you see that light go up? I was like, I don't want to live in this poverty consciousness. Before I met you, I didn't have a poverty consciousness. And I really didn't. However, when I look back on certain things, I abused my credit cards. That's poverty consciousness. But I didn't think it was poverty consciousness, right? I didn't pay my rent on time. I had to pay the late fee. That's poverty consciousness, because I didn't have enough money to fucking pay my rent. Well, I didn't have enough money to pay my rent. You know what I mean? These little things that we just don't understand. And it's so hard, I know. But I guarantee you, if you make a space for yourself, an altar, I don't care, somewhere in the house, and it has to be visual. Don't hide it. I had one of my clients, and he was like hiding in the basement, and I was like, honey, don't hide who you are. Like, you shouldn't have to hide that. And if you can't have that openly, then you should, or he had it, he had it in his bedroom. And I got this vibe from spirit that needed to move it out of his bedroom, because his bedroom was his sacred space. But he was doing he is like an old witch. He was an old Viking, warlock. And so I was like, maybe find a place. So he found this place in the basement, and then he showed me, and I was like, oh, dude, no, that's kind of rough too. And then I was like, because he's still living at home with his parents, which is fine. That's where he's at in his path. I moved home with my parents in my late 30s when I went back to college. There's no shame in that, but I was just trying to explain to them. I'm like, yeah, but if you can't like be who you are, you need to live where you can be where you are. And there are places, I see them all the time. I know, I'm always looking. I hear stories from people. There are places you can live if you look in the right, bring the energy to, and be like, okay, how much do I have to live on a month? How much can I, okay, $300. And if you're like, I could spare $300 for rent and still be able to put, gas in my car, insurance, my phone, like all that shit. Then you say to spirit, I need a place that I can live where I could be myself, which is a safe space, a sacred space for $300 a month. They will bring it to you. Keep putting it on your altar, put money on your altar. Don't think with a poverty consciousness. Think with a wealth consciousness. Actually, one of a very powerful witch that I worked with, Cameo, she taught me that. Like you'd go around her house and she had like altars built everywhere. It was really powerful actually. And then and almost on every altar she had $100 bill or $20 bill or some form of money. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. And also trusting that the people that come into her house wouldn't dare even fucking dream of taking that. You know what I mean? Because they know better. Because they're like, dude, it's one thing to steal from somebody, but it's another to steal money off of somebody's altar. Like that's some fucking shit karma right there. But anyway, you see what I'm saying? It's like it's all about like dedication. And she did very well for herself. She had a beautiful home. She took care of herself and her children. She had a beautiful life, and she worked in what she was doing in a healing capacity, Reiki. That was like her calling. I don't know if she's still doing that. I haven't spoke to her many moons, but you know what I mean? It's like this kind of stuff, it's real. And we teach each other. And also, I put out a shorts recently on Lula's life about, we teach people how to treat us. It's the same with money. It's the same with energy. We're teaching energy how to treat us. Don't skimp on it. Sometimes I feed spirit every day. And when we eat, they eat. And sometimes I'll be like, I'll give them a piece. I'm like, oh man. And it's like the best bite. And there's like this part of me that's like, oh, it's such a good bite. Like they don't really care. I mean, blah, blah, blah. But the whole point is like, but that's the bite that I was called to give them. And it is the best bite because they deserve the best bite. And then I put it back out into nature and somebody's going to eat it. Some critter, some animal is going to go back into the earth. And I still delicious food. Other bites are just as good. Yeah, it was a good bite, but fucking get over it. Like that kind of shit. We have got to get over this scarcity, this loss, this bullshit, and work with rosemary. Get a rosemary bush, a plant for spring. For those of you who are in the Northern Hemisphere, do something really great for yourself. Oh, when I looked down, it was 2222. Did I not fucking say that? Also, you are reading two. There's something there with two. Duality. Something's going on there. Last night, I kept getting the Moonology card of spirituality and duality. And it's time for you to like really like spirituality. I think it's spirituality and reality. And reality is just what we are in, of what we understand of this like existence in these avatars. Okay, that's the quote unquote reality that we are in right now. And right, Matrix. Sorry, I had to do it. You know what I mean? It's like, but I mean, for real, we're like fucking robots. We're like computers, So, but have fun with it and enjoy it. And if you enjoy it and have more fun with it, you will enjoy life. But the dark shit does have to come out sometimes. I'm not proud of what happened between me and my husband the other day. Actually went on for like 3 days, and it seemed like I couldn't, like, it was almost like we were on completely speaking different languages. And I was just like, dude, you need to back up. Like, I can't even be around you right now. If you're feeling that, that means something. Also I'm getting that you need some time alone. Also, they want me to finish before we move forward, because they want me to move forward. We're going to read from the book. Okay. And also, take a screenshot. This is your spell. Okay. To work with. And remember, spells are only for ourselves and the greatest and highest good of others. That's why it ends with this magic is worked with harm to none, right? So mote it be, there it is done. Meaning like, and you can put in your own words, your own spell, but just remember, like when you're working with magic, you can't fuck with it, right? Like you can go to the darkness of it like that, right? And it's beautiful and it's rich and there's a lot to be seen in the darkness, right? Because without darkness, we wouldn't need light. And without light, and without, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the yin and yang. So this says, which is wisdom. Now is the time to gather all the tools you have obtained along your way, including that which you have learned and experienced, and bring them to the table. For you have now the vital ingredients you need to bring about the magic you require. The sacred space that is the altar has presented itself to you. So now is the time for you to realize where your allegiance truly lies. Yes, yes. What do you choose? Now, this isn't saying you have to have an allegiance to the dark or the light, but / however, there are some of us that work in the dark. You can still be a white witch, but dress like a goth. Do you know what I'm saying? Or the same, you can look like a flitty fucking fairy with flowers in your hair, running around naked like an earth goddess, but you're like dealing with black magic. Black magic is dangerous in the hands of those who don't know how to use it. Black magic isn't meant to, you're never ever meant to try and force anyone to do anything that they're not meant to do or ready to do. That's a fact. And when we work against it, 2533, and when we work against that energy, ooh, that's the number 13 as well. Woo, girls. 13 is the number of the goddess and the number of the witches, right? And the healers and the deep down believers. But we cannot force people. We cannot manipulate, because if you put that out, that's karma and it's going to come back to you. 2550. You have to be very, very mindful of that. Okay. But when they're saying allegiance truly lies, we're going to keep going. But they wanted to put that little pipe in your, put the little smoke in your pipe and smoke that for a minute while you're listening to this, right? So remove any tendencies for favoring flaky indecision so that you can bear your soul in truth and dedication to that which flows through your veins and sings strong in your heart. Decide upon your path carefully and wisely and make a full commitment to that which you choose. Then follow through by means of dedication to your choice. Create an altar, offer up prayers and thanksgiving. And that means Thanksgiving, like give some food, nuts, whatever, however you want to do it, to strengthen your relationship with your allies, your spirit side, right? And it's not about like this, like, I'm going to give to the gods. No, it's more of like a respect that they know, like, they're not going to eat it. They're not, right? It's about the respect. It's like, when someone dies and someone still, keeps a plate for them and people are like, that's fucking creepy. And they're like, why is that creepy? It makes them feel comforted. They want to, they can see them. They feel their energy here. And some people are like, oh, it's tethering the spirit. You know what? It's whatever is going on between whatever. It's like, it's none of our business. Every witch has her way. Some witches like to be in a coven. Some witches fly alone. It is all different. Okay. That was like meant for somebody. Okay. Interesting. So the Witch's Foresight says, you've been dabbling in various lifestyle choices. Choose one that will serve you well and stick to it. Dedicate in your house or garden an altar, that with which you are spiritually aligned. Focus will bring desired results. Exactly. Keep putting on the altar what you want. You want to be a writer? Put your writing on the altar with money. Look up crystals and stones and things that are like more positive, for bringing wealth and abundance. Do we need all these things? No. But do they help in our manifestation? Yes, because in this form and avatars, we're very visual. And the visual will keep you bonded to your manifestation, so it will come true. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? You want a new home? Put a picture on your altar of your perfect house. Draw it. I don't care if you draw stick people, but spirit will know what you're talking about. Write the words. Do one of those mission boards, spirit boards, vision boards. 2831. Ooh. Very powerful. Okay. So the altar revealed says, ancient cultures have used altars in their temples and sacred spaces since the dawn of time. This sacred space contains and holds the magic activity of ourselves and the deities, using our tools and ingredients for spell casting, candle magic, and consecration. The altar is a focus for ritual, sacred purpose, and intent in all things. Also, just in case, look at this on page number 17. I know there's at least one person in this tribe, like 17 is like kind of their number that they're always like, but also 17 is the number 8, infinity. And that's what we are. We're infinity. We never die. We're these magical creatures, right? We never die. We just multiply. Remember that song? Okay. Do we have any more messages from Witch's Wisdom? Okay. None from Witch's Wisdom. Do we have any from Moonology? We did this with the other reading. It may not be for you. Maybe this may just be the only thing, but I just want to Also, one of the cards fell out that said bring love into the situation. So yes, bring love into the situation, which is why I also put the turquoise on there, right? Because I love money and money loves me, right? You can even go so far. I had a rose quartz. Where'd she go? My little unicorn. She doesn't want to be in here. But yeah, rose quartz, like, you know, like that, just making your life so happy and successful. It's like your altar is basically your what you want your present. It's not just your future, but what you want your present to be. Okay, do we have any messages from Moonology? Nope. Now let's see if we have any messages from the unicorns. They may or may not show themselves. Let's see what happens. Do we have any messages from the unicorns? What are my special gifts? Unicorns, are there any messages in here? Okay. I think they basically told you that, Moonology. What are their special gifts? That's it, you guys. Those are your messages. I hope it helped you in any way. And there are no quick, easy fixes. Remember, if you still don't know by now, you need to meditate on it, work with your altar. Just start thinking about what you want your everyday life to look like. What do you want it to be? Even if you build an altar right now where it's like you have like a picture of, like, you know, your favorite coffee, or you know what I mean, and just keep it there until it becomes your reality, and start bringing them into your reality. You'll watch extra money pop up and you can afford that coffee. You'll watch, you know what I mean? Like, just stay in it and let the moon be your guide. But you must be dedicated to your practice. You must be dedicated to your purpose. If you were not meant to do something magnificent, you would not be here. When I looked down, it was 3111, right? So 31 is 13 backwards and 11 angel numbers. Okay, so those are your angel numbers. Those are your messages. Until next time, go to the other readings if you still feel like you need more answers, and go into meditation. All of my information is in the About section, and I do personal readings and recorded readings that are half the price. You can email me at magicalmedium@gmail.com and we will discuss it. Until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other. Blessed be. Oh.